Hey guys, welcome back. This is a BMW 328i, an affordable luxury sedan. So what makes this car worth your dollar? Today is actually going to be a different style review and a new series that I'm starting. This series is going to be reviewing vehicles, and it's going to be called MaGarrett Drives. This BMW is actually offered and borrowed by Chris Romero. Here he is. How you doing, Chris?
Doing good. How you doing?
If you want to see any more on his BMW or anything that he does to it, you can go ahead and search him up, Chris Romero, or you can find him on this icon up here. And today we're going to be, taking a look about your BMW. How's it sound?
Sounds great. Alrighty, so this is my BMW. I really love how the engine, it's not underpowered, it's a 4-cylinder twin turbo. You'd think it'd be underpowered, but it's not. It's actually really fun to drive. It's like a good weekend warrior. I love the interior. The seat's comfy. It's the Dakota leather with the red stitching. I also love the body lines, curvature, the way how it's made. Just makes it just look so elegant, and it feels like it's just going to age very well with it being a 6-year car. So my plans for this car, I really wanted to get the M Sport conversion kit. Fortunately, I did not buy this one with the kit. So it'd be the front and rear bumper and the side skirts, and for right now that's the only thing I have planned. I want to do some engine mods later down the road, but for right now I want to stick to that because that's going to be a big project, especially with paint and cost and all that.
Alright, thank you, Chris, for your little words of wisdom about your car.
Yeah, no problem, and here's the key so you can go ahead and do that review.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Take a look at this car. For a 6-year-old and 60,000-mile car, it has normal wear, rock chips, paint, but we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the front of the car where you can see the aggressive styling that BMW always puts into their cars. And that's something very unique about the BMW lineup, is that it's always that aggressive look. It's never a bug-eyed look or anything. It always has an aggressive nature to it. Whenever you look at it, you go, man, that's a BMW. We come and take a look, you can see here these nice headlights, which look like they have an angry look to them. And as the owner did state, he did replace these headlights from the original halogen headlights, which sadly for this car are rated the worst headlights. And then if we come over here to the nice bumper and the grille, you can see that it has a beautiful chrome accent around the dual kidney design of the grille, with what the owner has put in, the M colors, which really makes a pop when you're running down the road. And then we go ahead and we come down to the bottom of the bumper where you see these beautiful optional fog lights that have this amazing big vent, which might be a little bit weird for just a luxury family sedan, but these are actually vents to help cool the tires. Yes, cool the tires on a luxury sedan. Now, if you take a look under the headlight, you see this square object. You wonder, what is that? Is that just a piece for the bumper? Is it for the tow hook? No, actually, this is actually an optional headlight washer. Now, when we come to the rear of the vehicle, or say the BMW, we come to see the beautiful taillights that they have made, wrapping around from the back quarter panel to the back of the trunk. And these taillights actually are LED with a blinker that is an actual bulb. You can see it if we go ahead and unlock it. LED and then bulb. We come back, it has a very normal look. It's something you expect from the back of a car. You have the BMW logo letting people know that's the BMW. Now, as we see the rest of the back of the vehicle, you see that down here we have the nice dual one-sided exhaust, which sounds very nice actually. And then one thing that's a convenience package, we come to the trunk. It's part of the convenience package to where, say your hands are full and you don't want to sit here and find your key fob or find a button. You just kick your foot down and it opens the trunk. it's a very good sized trunk space. And in fact, the owner has stated that he has fit a bike through this car, a full-size 20-inch wheeled bike, which is actually pretty good for a smaller sedan for this class. And if we come down here for extra convenience for storage, you can lift up this little flap and you have little cubbies under here. Now we come to the side of this beautiful BMW, and the first thing we're going to take a look at is these beautiful V-spoke rims. These are actually an optional rim that you can get on this vehicle, and these are actually the M-style rims. They're 18-inch alloy rims, and they look amazing compared to the other stock rims you can get on this. It has a beautiful M badging right here, just to let you know it's an M rim. It's not some crappy rim that you can just order. Yes, it does have folding side mirrors for if you're parking in tight spaces. And the thing that I do love about this car, which makes it so easy to get in, all you have to do, put your hand in, get in. And as we come into the interior of this BMW, it has a very nice, comfortable feel. And as you look on the actual seat itself, it is the Dakota leather with the red stitching option, which is a beautiful touch to the black leather, which is a very nice, comfortable leather. It isn't like the leather that you sit on and it's like, oh gosh, hard. It has nice padding. Another thing that is optional with this BMW is all of these window controls are all auto. So when you just press down, all windows go down with one touch, which is a very nice thing to do instead of just holding it down while you're driving. Then we come over to the dash. You can see that it's a normal dash. It's the normal BMW dash that came out during this year. The only thing that is different about this dash from a stock dash is that it is upgraded with a bigger screen inside of it, to where instead of the MPG gauge being analog, you actually have to have the screen showing you your MPG gauges. Also, it tells you, the outside temperature. It warns you if it's freezing. If we come over here to the beautiful entertainment center, we can see as we're going to go ahead and just by sitting here with the turn of a knob, you can go through all your settings from the CD to the radio. And here's a look at the gauge cluster for you guys. And in fact, we can go ahead and turn it on to show you that screen starting up under there. And as I told you before, the MPG gauge up there is now digital with this upgraded screen. It tells you everything that you need to know that the normal one would tell you, but also gives you a little bit more, like the efficiency dynamics along with the battery level, like how much of it you're using. If we go ahead and take a look up, which is another option, you can see the heads-up display. And it's very hard to see because of how it is. And if we take a look at this beautiful steering wheel, we can see the buttons that it has on it. It has the answering the call, the hands-free. And then the BMW voice assistant, which he says he has found to be not very smart at all to use in this model. And also we have the controls. You can scroll through your music if you're playing, your volume, and then the radio mode control. And then also cruise controls on this side. And then we come down here to the actual center display. And as you see in this model year, they had this gear shifter, in which instead of just pushing around, holding a button and pulling it back to drive, you just press this button, pull back real quick, it goes back into the middle, you're in drive. Push forward into neutral, and then you can slap it over to get your sports shifting. So if we go into opening up this BMW's hood, we go and see that it is held up by oil-fed pistons, and they want you to know that this is a luxury sedan. You don't pull up a little cheap rod that hangs out of your core support to hold up your engine and it doesn't fall down on you. It's held up and it's very secure. And in fact, it's very hard to pull it down. You need some force. So then we move to the powerhouse of this beautiful German car. It is a 4-cylinder twin-turbo engine putting out 240 horsepower. That is insane. And instead of it just being like a Honda, to where it's one single turbo, BMW is going ahead and gave you two turbos to play with. Oh dear gosh, I wonder where that can go. As we can see, it's a very nice, engine display. It has a very, very big air filter housing, and the air filter is actually right here. And this is just extra, padding and also support for it. You can see we have battery cables, and there's something really different. There is something missing out of this engine compartment. Where's the battery? So when it comes to the BMW, you don't get to have the battery in the front. For added protection, they actually put the battery in the back, which is super weird. But they also added one more extra protection. These actually have leads on it to where when the vehicle gets impacted in the back or any sort of hard impact, the battery leads actually disconnect themselves to make sure that nothing starts, blowing up, or just all the power gets released from the car. That way nothing else happens that is dangerous. So now we're just going to take a little bit of a test drive around this little track that we have here. And as we look down at the gear shift, like I said, you just press the button, pull back, and now we're in drive. And we're actually going to start this off on Eco Pro. And as you can see, it's a nice comfortable drive. It's not really meant to be powerful. You just take a nice little coast through here. And it is very comfortable actually. Like some of these bumps, yeah, you can feel them because of the run flats, but other than that, you're just chilling while you're driving, which is very comfortable actually. The steering wheel feels nice around your hands. It doesn't feel all like weird and awkward. It's not flimsy. It feels like a strong steering wheel that you won't break while you're driving. I'm looking at this here heads-up display. You can see your speed really nice. It is very nice just to be able to drive and look at your speed. And also this iDrive system, and you can just scroll through things. This big chill while going through, you can look at your trip computer, you can look at your onboard information. It's very nice. And then we can go ahead and go here to the TPM, and then it tells us our temperature and also the tire PSI. And then if we go to vehicle status, efficiency dynamics, it tells us everything that we need to know, how much of our gas mileage we used, which is very nice. And then this next little run, we're going to go ahead and slow her down real quick. And we're going to throw her easily into Sport Plus, and immediately it just shifted. So it turned itself from just being a chill drive to, okay, now we're in sport mode, what's next? And that shift just told me it's ready, let's go. So we're not really going to do much of an acceleration here because there's not really much room to just speed her up. But we can do a little bit right when we get to here. And as we can see, there's no delay to the power. Yeah, this car has a good amount of power just for a 4-cylinder, and that twin turbo really does help. And in fact, I see no problems with this at all, actually. I like this. But there's something weird that BMW does. You hear that sound? That sound is not purely engine at all. And in fact, BMW actually plays some engine sound through the speaker. That way it sounds a little bit more throaty, if you get what I'm saying. So, for the BMW 328i, a 2014 model, what do I give this? And how dependable is this car actually? Well, on the dependability rating, the customer that has this car says it's a 10 out of 10. In fact, he drove it recently in the winter we just had with sport and street tires combined, and he said it worked really well in the 3 inches of snow we had for it being a rear-wheel drive car. Now, my rating on this car, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. The only reason why I give this a 9 out of 10 is because even though it is a beautiful car and it has a great feel to it, sometimes in the inside you can hear some of the plastic creaking. It just feels a little bit too plasticky for me, but other than that, it is beautiful. Now, for this car, what you're looking at for a sticker price, if you were to get this brand new, this technically has an executive package with also a cold weather and the M-Rims. You're looking about $46,000, which is pretty affordable for a family, small size luxury sedan. And even with the power that it has, it's amazing. I would drive this thing all day. This would be a car I would want. So when it comes to this car, BMW truly has made it the ultimate driving machine. Thank you guys for tuning in to MaGarrett Drives. I'll see you next time.